And man, oh man, I've been waiting to talk about this. Your old friend Scott Frost at Nebraska, he's in a little hot water. I don't know if he'll get fired over this. I know he should get fired over this. I think that the new athletic, oh my God, he lied to the school. He was as deceptive as anything, and this is disingenuous as it comes. He put players in danger. He went against health protocols. He has broken every rule that was placed before him in doing what he did. And he's a jackass. Stands up there at Big Ten Media Days and I don't need slogans and I don't need gimmicks, but what I need to do is cheat and do what everybody else can't do. He should have said that.
Okay, well, let's dissect this a little bit because I don't know when. Here's what I don't know. I don't know the specifics of all the specifics that have come out since then. I played a little golf yesterday, relaxed a little bit. So after all that came out, I don't know what has been reported on since. I don't know what the health and safety protocols were in the state of Nebraska at the time.
Well, let's start with the first time. You're not allowed to go off campus to do anything. Let's start with that.
Okay, so we'll start. So this is where I'm going to go with this. I'm not saying it having extra assistants and analysts and those kind of people at practice. I'm not saying that isn't a punishable offense. What I'm going to say is we're making a bigger deal out of these two things, these what I would consider to be minor things, as opposed to what you look at LSU. You had a booster who stole money from a hospital and provided it to a player's parents. You had Odell Beckham Jr. handing out cash after the national championship game to current players, and then LSU lied about it, saying it's fake money because apparently Odell Beckham Jr. walks around with fake money. You've had numerous, I think over half a dozen sexual harassment or domestic violence situations alleged under head coach Ed Orgeron. You had all that mess with Les Miles, and LSU hasn't received one punishment from that. And we're talking about But I agree. So this is why it gets, to me, it's so blown out of proportion. I want to know the specifics about everything that happened. Again, I'm not saying that this gives Scott Frost a pass. And the problem with, here's the thing. If Nebraska was 10-2 every year and competing in the Big Ten championship game, if they were Northwestern basically right now, I don't think this is a story. It's a slap on the wrist. He's going to get a 3-game suspension, and we move on with our lives.
I don't care about the analysts and stuff. I mean, that's just trying to get an advantage. Okay, I'm like, yeah, I'll slap him on the wrist for that. I don't care. I'm talking about taking team and equipment and personnel off campus to an undisclosed location purposely to keep it unbeknownst to his own school, to his own athletics department. That is what I'm talking about. That's a whole different scenario, baby, and that is what has happened here. Yeah, I'm not talking about the analyst stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's just trying to get an advantage. That's cool. I'm talking about this. He's a cheater. He knew it was against the rules, and he did it, and he's calling people out for having gimmicks and slogans, and this guy is cheating. Cheating.
Here's my question, though. Okay, I'm gonna stay out of the pandemic stuff because if different states had different protocols and those players willingly volunteered to do this stuff, I'm not making a judgment here. But what I'm gonna say is this: do you think the school really didn't know, or do you think there was some point of contact and they said you can do what you need to do, but we cannot know about it? I think that
might have known about it because he resigned.
Well, this is what I'm saying though. I think I'm not saying that there's culpability. I don't know who's culpable here, but what I'm going to say is
Scott Frost.
Is it going to say? But are you saying we want to do this, and the University of Nebraska, the higher ups, whatever board of trust, whatever, whoever is in charge, the AD, the president, okay, you can do what you need to do, but we can't know about it. So you just do what you need to do. I find it hard to believe that you would not know about the school like Nebraska, where all eyes are on the program. Nobody in the media knew. Nobody at the school knew about it. I find that very difficult to believe. They're the only game in town. I mean, people know when Scott Frost goes to the bathroom in that state. I find it hard to believe that the school didn't know about that. That's just my opinion.
I'm not disagreeing with some of what you say, because it's kind of hard to move a company, basically. And
he
no
pulled
one know about it.
the Baltimore Colts. Pulled a Baltimore Colts.
Actually, I said that yesterday. I said it's not like they're pulling away in some Mayflower vans, but it comes back to Scott Frost. He's the guy who orchestrated this, and he's the guy who is in such trouble that he has to resort to this because he's not getting it done at Nebraska. Nebraska has not improved under his tenure, and he knows that. And his ass is on a hot seat, so he's doing whatever it takes. And that includes to cheat now. He has his time there has not gone smoothly. It's been one thing after another. He gets in and says some things about Indiana, and then gets his butt kicked at home by Indiana. He says the stuff that he said this year at Big Ten Media Days. Just stop running your mouth. He needs to just shut his mouth and worry about his team and quit cheating, and maybe he'll get a little bit further along. But Nebraska as a whole, what the hell does the Big Ten need Nebraska for? What have they brought to the Big Ten? Zero. And they bring nothing to this conference. No TV market, no competitive sports. The basketball program sucks. The football program is nothing. What does Nebraska bring to the Big Ten? They're no longer in the AAU thing, American Academics Union. They're the only school in the Big Ten that's no longer in that after getting kicked out of that. What does Nebraska bring? Why are they even in the Big Ten?
Well, in my opinion, they do have one of the largest fan bases in the sport. I mean, I don't know what that means in terms of television. When you look at the state of Nebraska, obviously, and you're talking about television,
that helps Nebraska in the stadium. That doesn't help TV.
It's not quite there, but they do have what they have is a broad-reaching. I mean, they're coast to coast.
Back in the day, they were, yeah.
They still are. I'm telling you. I have gotten this is from a personal standpoint. I've gotten to know through my work that Nebraska football still means a ton to a lot of people.
Oh,
so I do think, but this is what I'm gonna say, because I think that I don't know the television market in the state of, obviously that's not going to be great. However, I think, why do you think the Big Ten has scheduled Nebraska, Ohio State every year? Because those are two premier programs, and that's going to draw in attention. Even if Nebraska's not good, there's still that brand recognition. Nebraska still has a brand. It's like Miami. It brings in television numbers. They're going to play Michigan State. That's going to be a big-time game, even though Miami should be a top 10, top 15 team. But that's still going to bring in – when you establish that brand recognition, that draws in eyeballs. So I don't think Nebraska hasn't brought anything, but I understand the point that they have not been as successful and that they have not been that football power that everybody thought that they were going to be in the Big Ten. They've been far from that. There's no doubt that their performance on the field has been subpar, basically since they fired Bo Pelini. I mean, that's the one thing that I've never. I mean, I'm not going to say I never understood it, but he never won fewer than 9 games, and it's like that's a damn hard thing to accomplish. And now look,
they haven't won anything close to that since they fired him.
I think they've had one 9-win season or 10-win season under Mike Riley, and that was it. That's it. So it's not always the grass is always greener.
Yeah, my favorite comment from Glenn. Scott Frost is the Willie Taggart of the Big Ten, and he would know Willie Taggart made a stop at Florida State, but Willie Taggart has made a living off of doing nothing. He has gone from Western Kentucky and on to after that from one big job to another without doing a single thing. And now he's just counting money.